拿破仑的恐惧。入侵俄国期间的某个下午，拿破仑不小心与部队脱离了，而当时一群俄国士兵已经盯上了他，他左躲右闪，却怎么也摆脱不了俄国士兵的追逐，情况非常危急，怎么办呢？正在着急的时候，他发现前面有家商店开着门，于是连忙跑进去，对店主说：“后面有人在追我，麻烦你救救我吧。”这家是做毛皮生意的，毛皮商救人心切，立即掀开角落里的一堆毛皮对拿破仑说道：“快藏到这堆毛皮底下去。”当拿破仑钻进去后，毛皮商人又用很多张毛皮把拿破仑盖住了。不到1分钟，俄国士兵便闯了进来，连问都不问就开始在毛皮商的店里东翻西找起来。不过还好，他们只是用刺刀刺入了毛皮，并没有掀开来看，什么也没有找到之后，那队士兵不得不离开了。当拿破仑从毛皮底下爬出来时，毛皮商忽然怯生生地问他说：“您是法国君主拿破仑吧？我想知道，当您躲在毛皮底下，知道下一刻可能是最后一刻时，那是种什么样的感觉？”听到这句问话，拿破仑先是一愣，继而变得非常愤怒。“你居然敢向堂堂法兰西皇帝提问这个问题！”他大吼道。然后他转身告诉刚刚过来的法国士兵：“把这个不知轻重的家伙给我带出去，蒙住眼睛，一会儿我将亲自发布枪决命令。”于是法国士兵把毛皮商人拖到了外面，并蒙住双眼，让他面壁而立。可怜的毛皮商人一听到士兵们举枪的声音，双脚立刻不由自主地颤抖了起来。不一会儿，他听见拿破仑慢慢地喊道：“预备，瞄准！”在那一刻，他忽然产生了一种难以形容的感觉。但出乎意料，枪声并没有响。在大脑中一片空白之后，毛皮商又重见了光明。当他惊讶地转过身来时，拿破仑正微笑着望着他，然后以一种很温柔的语调问道：“现在，你知道那个问题的答案了吗？”大道理，没有亲身体会，就很难知道别人的恐惧或其他感受。应该谨慎对待心灵受伤的人，不要轻易触及他们的伤处。
Napoleon's fear. One afternoon during the invasion of Russia, Napoleon accidentally became separated from his troops. Meanwhile, a group of Russian soldiers had already targeted him. He tried every possible way to dodge and escape, but no matter how he maneuvered, he couldn't shake off their pursuit. The situation was extremely dangerous. What could he do? In his desperation, Napoleon noticed a shop with its door open up ahead. He quickly ran inside and said to the shopkeeper, "I'm being chased. Please, help me." The shop was a fur store. The fur merchant, eager to help, immediately lifted a pile of furs in the corner and said to Napoleon, "Quick, hide under this pile of furs." Once Napoleon climbed in, the merchant covered him with several more layers of fur. Less than a minute later, the Russian soldiers stormed into the shop. Without asking a single question, they began rummaging through the merchant's store. Luckily, they only stabbed their bayonets into the pile of furs without uncovering them. Finding nothing, the soldiers had no choice but to leave. When Napoleon crawled out from under the furs, the merchant timidly asked him, "You are the French Emperor Napoleon, aren't you? I'd like to know, while you were hiding under the furs, knowing that the next moment could be your last, what did it feel like?" Hearing this question, Napoleon was momentarily stunned, then became furious. "How dare you ask such a question of the great Emperor of France?" he roared. Turning to the French soldiers, who had just arrived, he commanded, "Take this insolent man outside, blindfold him, and I will personally issue the order for his execution." The French soldiers dragged the fur merchant outside, blindfolded him, and made him stand facing the wall. Hearing the soldiers raise their rifles, the poor merchant's legs began trembling uncontrollably. A moment later, he heard Napoleon slowly shout, "Ready, aim." At that moment, the merchant experienced an indescribable sensation, but to his surprise, the guns never fired. After a brief moment of blankness in his mind, the merchant saw light again. When he turned around in shock, Napoleon was smiling at him. In a gentle tone, Napoleon asked, "Now, do you know the answer to your question?" Moral of the story: without personal experience, it's difficult to truly understand someone else's fear or emotions. We should handle others' emotional wounds with care and avoid touching on their painful experiences lightly.